Hello, welcome to Quackalope. Thank you for being here. Today, we're going to be unboxing Khôra, Rise of an Empire. You always don't like, she doesn't like the subtitle. She's so excited, she's like, I know who this is by, I'm going to say it immediately.
Because we just met them in Origins, and so I was able to see their booth, and it's exciting. This is by Yellow.
Yeah. Rise of an Empire, this is going to be one of their expert series of games, or the series of lines. This is probably their most hyped game at Origins right now. There's a few other ones that we're paying attention to, but honestly, this was sort of the newest title that they had there. And I'm excited about it. I'm stoked. This is one of their expert series, which, like I said, is going to be a little bit of a heavier game, which is right in our marketplace. Yellow does a really nice mix of accessible, lightweight, family fun, or drinking games. And they do a whole series of kind of more strategic, more in-depth. Bunny Kingdom being one of our favorites of all time.
Is Bunny Kingdom one of their expert games?
I don't know if it was designed and labeled as an expert game. I think Expert's a newer title they've introduced to differentiate their lines.
Yeah.
But Bunny Kingdom, I think, would be as one of those expert games.
Because it's pretty heavy, but it is such an enjoyable experience, especially with the cloud expansion.
So, Cora, now on the back here we have some quotes from content creators, and Man vs. Meeple had to say, Cora has a refreshing dice mechanism that really makes you think, and the card play and city tiles bring a lot of variability to the game. Which is cool. I'm excited. I was able to look at it there, and it seems like this is a really, really interesting attempt in kind of personal player board actions, resource management, and some really cool dice placement and allocation as well. So, let's see here. Oh.
You don't give it the proper silence and respect that you tell me.
I do. Come on, box. So first off, I like the, I always like...
Oh, how it's
There's a little bit of gloss.
Basically.
There's a little bit of gloss on the top of the box. My turn for flavor text.
No. Alright.
In Agora, rumors pass from one civilization to another. Exclamations of surprise sprinkling the drone of the crowd. The clamor grows louder, making it harder to hear each other. Sparta, Sparta is helpless against us. Let them come. Beware of Corinth instead. They are opening up new commercial routes in the east. We must act. If only we hadn't spent all of the taxes we collected, our city would be more prosperous. Before heading to war, we should consider building more. The Temple of Zeus is in disrepair. With an attentive ear, you listen to the debates of your people. Your city is on the rise. What will you decide? Would you like to read the overview of the game?
No, I'm happy punching things out. You can continue.
In Cora, each player is the head of a blossoming city-state in ancient Greece. On your turn, you must take 2 of the following 7 actions: philosophy, legislation, culture, trade, military, politics, or development. Choose actions that align with your strategy, but which also work with your dice roll. You'll need to adapt your strategy constantly and strengthen your actions by moving your markers up on your economy, culture, and military tracks. Move up on the taxes track to collect highly sought-after dahramas, and troop track to explore and gather knowledge tokens, and glory track to capitalize on your knowledge. Unlock achievements, and above all, make sure you have the most points at the end of the 9th round to be crowned with the laurels of victory. This is a Civ builder. This is a really, really interesting Civ builder with, first off, I really like the artwork. It's right on the edge of realistic, but it still has a little bit of like mythical and fantasy. And I am going to play as Sparta, so I'll just go ahead and take that.
I will probably be Olympia or Athens. Oh my goodness, there is so much flavor
We'll read a little bit more of the Civ flavor text at the very end. Can you go ahead? Are you just punching coins?
No.
Not even talking about what you're discovering in here? So these
I
are going
pulled
to be...
out all these are the 7 characters that you can play as. These are the different states that you can be. I pulled those out, and I was making my way down.
These are going to be the pathways, the different areas that you can start working on: culture, legislation, politics. We have a lot of our different resource and player markers here, which are going to be going on the main board in the center of the track here. And here we are. These are going to be our cultural tracks and the things that we're moving up. Like it was saying, citizens, tax, glory, troops, and all the different achievements and unlocks that we can get throughout the course of the game. This board is really interesting because most of your game happens actually on your personal player board. This is really just the tracker to keep track of how and where everyone is throughout the course of the game. These are nice. Feel these.
Ooh. Also, they're I forget what it's called.
Dual layered.
Yeah. All right. And these just slot in right here.
Yep.
Nicely.
These are very nice. Now I don't know if this is that's punched there. so that you can easily get it out.
Yep.
This is so nice. Oh, it's made so
great
nice.
components.
And for some reason, they gave us an entire track down here to organize everything, even though I'm just going to stick everything in baggies. Like, super fancy, super highly appreciated, going above and beyond. But I'm just going to put
Is it highly appreciated?
It is, despite the fact that I just baggy everything. We have...
I like how the player aid is on the side of the boards as well.
Yep.
It tells you...
Wooden pieces and wooden markers, which are going to be moving up our different resources, our economy, culture, and military tracks, allowing us to unlock and achieve various different goals. We have our pile of dice. Nice little clear dice. I actually think they're quite lovely.
Yeah, they're very pretty.
Yeah, they're very pretty. I like those. Pack of cards. Let's see here. What else are you discovering? You're still just punching coins.
I was still punching coins until I saw stuff that I can open.
Okay, here we have a whole series of cards, which I believe this is going to be how we're taking our actions. Am I correct about that? Do you know? Do you not know?
I am not sure.
Or these are just the different unlocks that we have. At the end of the game, gain points equal to double your money level, gain 3 resources.
That's so interesting. So see, it's all the same deck, but some of the symbols are on 2 different sides.
Nice.
I wonder if there's a difference in between the 2 cards.
Military victory, conquest of Persians.
These look like events.
Yeah, so the 2 different decks we have here, we're going to have D are 7 action tiles in your color placed in front of you. So those tiles are going to be our action tiles. We're going to have E, which are political cards. Shuffle all the politics cards and deal 5 to each player at random face down. You're going to draft your hand, and you're going to make a face down deck. So this is how we're kind of taking advantage of our actions. And then we also have those cards there, which are going to be E, event deck,
Yep,
which is
I was
100%
right.
what you're saying. Growing populations, conquest of the Persians.
What are the different colors?
I think so. There's 2 of them that get stacked specifically at a certain point.
These 2
So
are
those
green.
2 are going to be triggering certain stages of the game, and the
Okay.
other ones are going to be variable. So you're going to take 7 at random, shuffle them up, and then place them alongside Conquest of the Persians and Growing Populations.
The artwork on these is still also so magnificent.
Yeah. So that's what we're moving through. This game is going to be all about kind of personal city development, building up your resources, being strategic with your card play, and resolving your card play based off of what dice you rolled. So that's going to control a little bit of the actions that you can take throughout the course of the game.
I do like the combination of having dice and cards that facilitate the gameplay.
Yeah, it
and
usually
drafting.
makes a more Euro-style game
Yeah.
require a bit of critical thinking and a bit of, I'd say, customizing your strategy as the gameplay goes. Some people don't like that. I really like a game that, for me, opens up the strategy and makes you think on your feet while you play. Cora, theme, and history. I like that they have a whole historical section on the back of this.
Can I read it?
Sure, go ahead.
Khôra is a game that needed a specific treatment during its development. We use many historical works on ancient Greece to guide us throughout the entire creative process. Imposing our own game design choices on history was not an option. Rather, we wanted history to dictate the importance of the cards and effects in the game. Originally, the Japanese version of the game was called Improvement of the Polis. Polis means city, and would have worked fine as the title of the English version of the game. However, there were already several games with the same name, and adding another to the mix would hardly bring the game the attention it deserves. So we set off in search of another name, which ultimately brought us to Cora. In ancient Greek, this term designated the territory of the polis, which also included its surrounding land and villages, which seemed particularly fitting for the experience of the game that we wanted to publish. Cora covers the period of ancient Greece from the 5th century BC with the Ionian Revolt and Peloponnesian War to the end of the 4th century BC. The cards in the game make direct references to this period with all of its political, cultural, economic, and military aspects.
I really like this. I like the detail that's been paid to sort of the cultures that you're playing through. I do want to check out Sparta a little bit.
I want Athens.
And then we'll call this video
No, we'll do Athens as well.
Goals of the war and conquest. It is impossible to separate Sparta's history from its military feats, as they shaped both the political and social life for its citizens. Spartans were known for their military excellence and dedication to their city. They were exposed to the rigors of combat from a very young age and sacrificed their personal ambitions to serve their people. After becoming the champions of Greece against the Persians during the Greco-Persian War, Sparta slowly became rivals with Athens. Sparta emerged as the victor during the Peloponnesian Wars. Sparta's ambitious hegemony inspired to lead a large expedition in Persia. It peaked in 387 BC when its influence and some of its laws spread across all of Greece. However, Thebes, supported by Athens and Argos, were able to push the Spartans back to Laconia, putting an end to their military supremacy.
Athens.
If I learned history this way, I would have learned history.
Well, it's a good idea.
We're getting there.
Athens, the most prestigious city. The economic, cultural, and military rise of Athens aroused jealousy and concern in the neighboring cities. This was the source of many conflicts, notably the Peloponnesian War. This terrible conflict against Sparta and its allied cities ended with Athens suffering a heavy defeat. However, it was not entirely destroyed. Sparta needed Athens as support against another rival, Thebes. Athens was also known to embody democracy, a system of government by the people which was put in place after multiple political crises. The Acropolis was a huge sanctuary found inside the city. The Parthenon is the most prestigious building in the sanctuary, erected in the 5th century BC. It was dedicated to the goddess Athena and housed a 12-meter tall
Chrysophatine
statue by Phidias.
Very cool. So that's going to be a unboxing and quick overview of Cora. I'm really excited about this one. This is one of the ones that, and especially after diving into it and getting a closer look at what's in the box, I really want to get this to the table soon. So we'll be having more coverage down the road. Let us know in the comment section down below. What would you like to see? More gameplay videos, a review, a full breakdown, strategy guide, or just a conversation about history? Anything and everything. Whatever the case.
Whatever you do.
Remember to do the important thing.
Get out and play some games.
And go watch 300? Is that? No? Yeah?
No.
I grew up on not the new version of the movie, but like the historical version of the movie.
I have no reference.
It is the 300 Spartan warriors doing their very best to hold the gate as the Persian Empire marches towards them. The new higher-end cinematic one is just sort of glorified gore.
Okay.
And everything else you could imagine. The old school one, the historical one though, that was made like, I want to say like by BBC or something back in the day, is really interesting because it's actually a decent film built around the historical context of the sort of Spartan troops. So, with that being said, we'll see you.